you so much for joining my YouTube channel. Very excited to continue our series on relationships and Holy Spirit help with our relationships. So we've covered so far communication, we've covered definition. If you haven't seen those, you can go back and watch the last couple episodes. But today we're going to be talking about truth. And truth is essential in any relationship. I mean, I don't care if you're, like the closest, most intimate, best friends in the whole planet, or just kind of casual acquaintances. Truth is fundamental. I mean, if you don't have truth in a relationship, and then you have deception, distortion, and all bets are off at that point. And the reason I say that's such a significant, essential in our relationships is based on Acts chapter 5. In Acts chapter 5, we read about this married couple. Ananias was a husband, Sapphira was a wife. And they sold some land and they brought the money. The husband brought the money to the disciples and they lied. The husband lied to the disciples, Peter, about how much money they sold the land for. And right when he lied to Peter, he dropped dead. I mean it, literally. You can read it. And when you read it, you're like, oh my gosh, seriously, this is like crazy. A couple hours later, his wife shows up, didn't know what was going on. And his wife shows up. Peter's like, hey, did you sell your land? Yeah, we sold it for this amount of money. And Peter said, you do realize that you're lying. You're lying, and your husband, who just died because he lied, now the people are going to carry you out as well. And she dropped dead. And the problem with it is, and Peter calls it, he says, you lied to Holy Spirit. And lying is never helpful in our relationships, but truth is essential. And I would say this as well. When we think about truth, it's not only that we need truth in the relationship, but even more so, I would say truth in our own hearts has to be ground zero. It says it in Psalms 51, verse 6, God desires truth in the inner man. And for us to have healthy, vibrant, Holy Spirit-led relationships, we have to have truth. We have to have truth in our hearts. We have to have truth in the relationship. Wherever there's distortion or deception or just kind of smoke and mirrors, don't expect anything good to come in that relationship, let alone in your own heart. So we've got to make truth high priority. And I say Holy Spirit's participation in that because Holy Spirit is the Spirit of truth. And Jesus tells us that. Holy Spirit will lead us into truth. So let's invite Holy Spirit to help us walk together in truth. It's very, very essential for us, for our own hearts and for our relationships. And not only do I want to encourage you to walk in truth, but I want you to as well speak truth with love. It talks about that in Proverbs. Truth and love have kissed each other. Truth, and I've said it for many years, truth without love is destructive, but love without truth is deceptive. And family, we've got to have both. So I encourage you, we're going to continue this series next week. I'd love to get some feedback from you. You can pass this to your friends, of course. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comments. Love to have you subscribe. You realize we're getting close to 500 subscribers, which is kind of a cool milestone. So thanks again for watching. Really appreciate your participation, involvement, comments, etc. It's really, really fun to interact with you a little bit here and there as I'm able. So here's your concluding joke. You ready? Brace yourself, wait for it. Why couldn't the pirate learn the alphabet? Because he was always lost at sea. I know, like super cheesy, but it's only going to get better next week, said I with tongue in cheek. A little bit of smoke and mirrors there. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you next week.